Hello everyone, my name is Rona and welcome to Decor and Design, DIY. Today we are going to be working on how to create a floor plan part 6. In today's video, I'm going to take this rather small bedroom here, which is the second bedroom in this home, in this floor plan, and turn it into a teenage room that would be more appropriate for a girl. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add windows to the space. And we do that by going to the Windows category and selecting More. I'm going to scroll through the options with the wheel on my mouse. I typically go for the window that's the generic brand. Click to select it and it will follow you around. So once you find the location where you want to place it, you have the ability to move it around, and you can also see what you're doing in the viewer. So once I select this window, I'll go over to the duplicate tool, make a second copy, and move it over to this window over here. Now that I have the windows in place, I am going to go into the catalog and look for inspiration for paint colors. And normally I do that by selecting a rug or scrolling through the artwork. So I'm going to look for a rug first. Select catalog, and I'm going to scroll down to art decor, art and decor, and area rugs. Now, since this is a teenager's room for a young lady, I settled on this 5x8. Rug right here. I think it's really pretty, and it's got a lot of different colors that I can pull from. And I just want to make sure that's lined up, and then I'm going to click away. And that looks good. The next thing that I'm going to do is find a bed for this room. And I already know, because I've done the research ahead of time, that I'm going to need a full-size bed because this is a really small room. So go back to catalog and go to the bedroom category. There are a couple of different colors here that I will definitely integrate into the paint and curtains, just to add the layers, just to pull that color scheme together. And now that we have the bedroom category open, I'm going to zero in on the bed category so that I can narrow my choices. I only want to see the beds. Now, you have to do a little work, a little research in scrolling over the beds in order to determine if you have the correct size for your bedroom. And to be honest, a lot of it is going to be trial and error. Now, again, because I've already done this work ahead of time, I'm going to go ahead and search for the Queen Louis bed. And it's not a queen size, but it's a Queen Louis because of the style of the bed. And I'm just going to see if I can pull it up through that search. And there it is. It's a brand new bed that's been added to that category. And that's one of the things that, and it's by Ballard Design. So if you're interested in locating this particular bed, go to that website, Ballard Designs, and you'll be able to find that frame. Now, when you see the new banner here, that means that the software developers are adding pieces to the catalog. So you'll see new banners from time to time. I'm going to double click in order to bring that into the design. All right, so I'm going to select this green circle and make the adjustments in order to align it with the wall correctly. Pull it into the space so that it's aligned to the wall correctly. Okay, and that looks good. I want to give it enough clearance, because this is such a tiny room, to clear the door opening, and yet enough space to accommodate a small nightstand with a lamp. And now that the rug is in this room, I'm going to select it again and just move it, adjust it a little bit so that it's more aligned with the bed. Click away. Excellent. So we got windows and we have a rug in this space. And so I want to take a little inspiration from the rug and start looking at paint options. And I definitely want to look at window treatments. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the resize button here in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to use a combination of the wheel mouse to go in and out, and the click and hold to move it up and down in order to look at the actual rug so that I can pull colors out of that rug. And so I have an idea of what I want to experiment with. I want to experiment with lavender and a little pink in this design. I want it to be sophisticated and not too girly, if you will. So I want it to be like a transition room for a young teenager that may be, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then still nice enough that an older teenager would appreciate it as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the little roller paint icon, select style, and then select more for the color category. So I've gone back and looked at my notes, and I realized that this indeed is not the color that I was looking for. And so what I'm going to do is, even though that color looks good, I'm going to change it to the actual color of the finished room, which happens to be this color right here. And it almost looks gray, but it does actually have some purple in it. Once we pull the room together, you'll see how the colors from the rug will actually complement the paint color. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select all of the walls in this space for this demo and paint them out this color. And sometimes this software will allow you to actually paint from the 3D view. And see, it's highlighted here in yellow. So let's just see if it'll allow me to do that for this demo. If not, you can just go back to the floor plan and select the walls, and then from there you'll be able to add that paint. So it actually worked. And just for kicks, I'm going to select this apply to all walls in the room just to see if it will do that. And it looks like it did, because there was this piece here that wasn't painted. And so let's leave out of this 3D view. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some curtains for this room, and then I'm going to focus on adding bookshelf to the space, and then we'll go ahead and fast forward so that you can see the finished product and how the room turns out. Now, in order to add the curtains, I am going to go into the catalog button. We're going to go ahead and go and click on the living room category. And it seems strange, but once you click on that category, you'll find the curtains link. And then from there, we'll be able to find the curtains that we want to pull into the space. Now we'll select the curtain link. And the one thing that I found about clicking around on this feature is that most of the curtains are solid colors, and that's fine because we just want to get a general idea, but we can make enhancements and find pictures in other places outside of the software. For this demo, I've selected the pink curtain, so I'm going to go ahead and select it and bring it into the floor plan. And we're going to place the first set of curtains here. And then what I'm going to do is deselect, and then I'm going to go back and select the curtains in order to make a duplicate. I just wanted to make sure I had only selected the curtains and nothing else in the space. And so when we select duplicate, you can either do the Control C, Control V, or select duplicate. And so now I only want to select the second pair and bring them over to this window right here. So let me click away in order to do that. And then select that pair of curtains and bring them over. Let's turn them in the right direction. And deselect. And remember, you can always go back and select the curtains and resize them if you need to. Once you get this highlighted little circle, it gives you the ability to adjust the curtain width, and so you'll be able to do that. And so once you do that, then click away and then go into the 3D view of the room, and then you can make sure that they are at the correct height at the ceiling level where you want them to be. And these are okay for what we're doing right now. We can go back in and put those finishing touches on once we get a couple of other pieces in this space, but it's really starting to look nice. And it's definitely this color combination and the curtains are a complement to the rug that we selected for the room. So I'm going to click out of that, and I'll be sure to make that adjustment. I'll show you how to make that adjustment so that the curtains actually frame each side of the frame itself. Any of the adjustments that you make, you'll be able to see them real time over here. So I'll show you that real quick. When you bring that in just a little bit, you'll see how it'll frame the window. Okay, that works. We're going to click away. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the space and find a bookcase for this corner here, a bookcase for storing all of her things. And so what we'll do is go out of the living room catalog. That was the last location where we were, and I'm going to zoom in on the office category here and select shelves and bookcases. There are a lot of different choices that you can scroll through, but again, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to go ahead and type in the shelf that I selected for this particular room. And I'm going to double click on that. And bring it into the space over here. Okay, so it's in backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it around. Straighten it out and put it into the corner. And after a while, you get used to the select, deselect features, and you'll be able to make these adjustments fairly quickly. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to select dressers. And from here, scroll down to, I'm going to select this one here. Okay, so now that we have a few of the furnishings in the room, we have the rug and the paint colors, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the finished design. As you can see, I went ahead and added a very small IKEA desk, as a matter of fact, and I put a little memory board and some additional storage in her room, and a wastebasket, and of course, in the far corner here, a little nightstand. And with some well-placed pieces, you can get a lot of functionality out of this small space. Well, that wraps it up for part 6 of the How to Create Your Floor Plan. Be sure to subscribe, share, and like this content. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next video.